What a win. A game that truly had everything, including an Elias Diaz 2-strike, 2-out walk-off single to left. What? Tatis's defense, Dylan Cease hit in the head, a 7-hit inning for the Padres where they scored 5 runs after allowing a grand slam. This thing was bonkers. The Mets' 7-game winning streak is over. The Padres' winning streak is up to 3 after losing 4 straight. So we'll react to it all, including the trade deadline, which is now less than 72 hours away. What a win for the Padres. It had that 2024 feel to it in the second half of the year. So make your way in. We have to get to 8,900 subscribers tonight. If you are new to the channel, if you have not yet subscribed, please do that. We appreciate all of your super chats as well. We see a handful that have already rolled in. We'll get to all of the super chats after some initial commentary here. Click the dollar sign below the chat box. We'll get to all of them. We really do appreciate your support of the channel. This is the busy season, obviously, as we're heading towards July 31st. The Padres are playing well enough, and they get a big win against the Mets. They come all the way back from 5-1 down. Then Robert Suarez allowed that game-tying home run, but Elias Diaz with 2 outs in the ninth, the difference for the Padres who win at Jim against 7-6. So a million places to go here. I will say this, offensively, another night where they score 7 runs. Yes, they needed Suarez to allow the home run to get that 7th run, but they've scored 7 or more runs in 5 of their last 11 games. Padres win, and it felt a little bit like 2024 late in the year tonight at Petco.
We'll get to Cease. We'll get to the blown save. But tonight, the thing that stuck out to me the most by far was their offense and being 7 for 15 with runners in scoring position. The top of the lineup with Toddy and Luis Arias hitting that 2-run homer off the foul pole. Manny as consistent as always. Merrill, Xander getting 3 hits tonight. That's the key to the second half, is being better with runners in scoring position. I'm not saying you need to be 7 for 15 every single game, because if they're 7 for 15 with runners in scoring position every single game, they're not losing. Like they're going to win every game. But you can't be as bad as you were for the last damn near 3 months with runners in scoring position, is my point. And if they just hit as a team 260 with runners in 265 with runners in scoring position, like if they get their average up for the year to 265 and they for the rest of the season hit like, you know, I don't know, throw out a number, like a really good number for the rest of the season. That's the key offensively for the second half. They have the bullpen. I know Robert Suarez blew a save tonight. We'll see about the starting pitching, but if you're going to end up trading Dylan Cease, your offense is going to need to pick up the slack. You cannot continue to win games 3-2, 2-1 if your starting pitching is going to kind of be in flux here if you trade Dylan Cease. So the offense needs to step it up. They absolutely stepped it up tonight. And, I mean, Fernando Tatis Jr., I mean, defensively, best right fielder in the game. No questions asked. I'm very comfortable in saying that. He's going to win another Gold Glove. Should win a Platinum Glove this year. Without Tatis tonight, defensively, they don't win this game.
Yeah, completely. I mean, he turned the game on a couple of occasions. I mean, the catch he made in right to take a true home run away. I mean, he literally went over the wall and beyond the wall. And the way he kind of reconfigured himself to backhand that catch was ridiculously impressive. And I will say this, man. Manny Machado, 2 more hits. He's had 6 consecutive multi-hit games. And Xander Bogaerts has a higher OPS than Jackson Merrill, Luis Arias, and Gavin Sheets. Xander Bogaerts, his resurgence is a huge reason why the Padres offense has resembled a solid, mediocre offense over the last 3-4 weeks. Xander Bogaerts is playing some awesome baseball. And if that were to continue in the second half of the year and into the postseason, should they make it, that is a huge, huge factor for the Padres. He looks like a completely different player than the one we saw for maybe, I don't know, the first 60, 65 games of the year. But it just feels like this guy's constantly on base. That 7-hit, 5-run, 5th inning had everything. I thought the big play, by the way, this will get lost in tonight's game. And I think they lose if not for this. When the reliever didn't cover first, when Alonso gloved the ball back of first, that was the difference between winning and losing. It was 5-3 if it's gloved and they complete the PFP. play right there and the pitcher covers, it's 5-3. Heading to the next inning, Padres probably lose. It led to 3 runs. That made it 5-4. 2 more runs would score in the inning. Margins in the majors are small. That, to me, was probably the most critical moment of the game, maybe outside of the Tatis play. But, I mean, one of the more critical moments of the game, not to mention Gregory Soto in the 9th inning throwing that ball away to second base.
Right.
The Mets' self-inflicted road wounds is what I would say after winning 7 straight. Padres took advantage of it.
Dude, the Mets look like I mean, if you took away their record tonight, I'd be like, this team's not a good baseball team.
They were a little bit. There were some weird moments in there. I agree.
There were some weird moments with the Mets tonight that I'm like, how have they won 7 games in a row and they're like considered one of the better teams in the National League? It's just, I don't know. I didn't see it tonight from the Mets. Hope those words don't come back to bite me. They probably will. But I agree that moment of the game for sure kept the door open for the Padres. And another moment that on the flip side almost bit them in the ass, and you'll know this. Why are you bunting with Jake Cronenworth in the 9th inning with Bryce Johnson and Elias Diaz behind you and a runner already in scoring position? Now, it turned out that it didn't burn them, but I don't know. I understand you want to get to the runner to third, less than 2 outs, so you have a chance to get the guy get a sac fly there, right? Or you just keep bunting, right? But
yeah, I mean, they love bunt. I'm with you on that. I mean, I didn't like the location of the bunt, like bunting in front of the lead runner. Wasn't ideal. And I'm with you. I understand that. With Bryce Johnson, Elias Diaz, it doesn't scream you're a lock to score in that spot. But like you said, listen, if they lose this game, we would dissect that all night.
Yeah.
But because they won the game.
We don't have to.
Yeah, because they won the game. But I mean, the long and the short of it is this, that you're winning games in ways that in the first half of the year you probably weren't. And it's a pretty big come from behind win. I mean, for an offense that's been very average for most of the season to come back from 4 runs down, and it does have that 2024 feel. And I mean, I could go either way now on Dylan Cease. To be honest, I'm not going to base trading a pitcher based on tonight. I think that's probably insanity, and I don't think AJ Preller will either. Honestly, I could go completely either way. I could be convinced, hey, keep him. You need the starting pitching. I could be convinced trade him. What you get back might be worth more than 2 months of Dylan Cease. I don't think it's a slam dunk, truthfully. I don't think based on tonight there's some guarantee they move him. I mean, I thought he was bad. He did not locate. It's the same Dylan Cease start you always get. He gets 100 swings and misses and allows 5 runs. Mm-hmm. Everyone was struck out. He's throwing 100, but he can't locate anything. And then for whatever reason, he's back in there against Vientos after Vientos had the ball taken away by Tatis, and Vientos hits that grand slam. But it was all the emotions you've gone through with Dylan Cease all year in one start. And now the question is, what are they going to do with Dylan Cease with the trade deadline just days away?
Yeah, and real quick before I get to Cease, because it's on the top of my head, their last 3 wins, because they've won 3 games in a row after the 4-game losing streak. They've won every type of way. Saturday, pitching, I want to say a pitching duel, but low scoring game. Bullpen comes in, shuts it out. They win 3-1. Not a lot of offense. Kind of what we've seen a lot from the Padres this year. Sunday, blowout win. Right? Blowout win. You put up 9 runs. You put up a bunch of runs early. Game wasn't close throughout. Tonight, come from behind victory from a big deficit, right? Close game, you give up the grand slam, you're down 5-1, and you're like, shit, here we go again. And you come right back, score 5 runs, go up 6-5, blow the save, walk it off. Like, they've had every type of win in the last 3 games that you could possibly have. And I think that just shows kind of like the up and downness of this Padres team this year is that they're still, even 100 plus games in, like still trying to find this identity to get back, to be consistent with. Like, they win a close game, they blow someone out, they come from behind. But I mean, they've had it all in the last 3 games, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, they have, and you'll take it when you're winning. You talk about having it all. Think about Elias Diaz's night for a second, then we get to Cease. Bases loaded the 2nd inning, right? Strikes out, social media. What's this guy doing on the roster? This catching situation is a debacle.
Yeah, shoot him to the moon.
In the rally, then, the 7-hit, 5-run rally, he has a 2-out hit to give you a lead. He has the game-winning hit until Robert Suarez allows the home run in the 9th inning. Maybe another conversation. I mean, would I be, as I sit here today, it's deja vu. I said this last year. Am I concerned with Robert Suarez on the mound in the 9th inning of a 1-run game in the postseason? I personally am, but, he pitched well last year in the postseason. But for Diaz to have that moment where he was like the GOAT, not greatest of all time, but like a GOAT in the 2nd inning, and then come through there in the 5th inning, and then come through in the 9th inning. And I have no clue what they're going to do with these catchers.
I think they're going to keep him, John.
I think the closer we get to the deadline, there's more of an argument, certainly for. Yeah, I don't know if it's an argument, but there's definitely more of a possibility that either or both will stay. There's no way both are going. So we might be seeing more of Elias Diaz in the second half of the year. All right, let's get to some of these super chats. Again, thank you for being here tonight. Please subscribe to this channel. We can get to 8,900 subscribers tonight with your help. We want to get to 9,000 by the end of the trade deadline. So if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, there's about 450 of you here live right now. Please subscribe to this channel. We're inside of 40 subscribers from 8,900. I think we've had a handful of subscribers today, 36 away. So please subscribe right now if you are here with us live or on replay. Let's get to these super chats. Click the $ below the chat box, and we'll get to all of them tonight. We appreciate you. Rocket says straight out of 2024. You tweeted that immediately after the game.
You tweeted it too.
Yeah, but I was copying your tweet. Straight out of 2024, when they had every kind of win, man. They came back from every deficit. They had all these walk-off wins. It did feel like that tonight, Jim.
Yeah, it just felt like once that 5-run inning happened, they were not losing this game. And they like their season was built around that last year. It's like have a big inning, they're not losing. You could feel it last season. You're like, they're not losing this game. And more often than not, they didn't. And regardless if they fell behind again or, blew a save, like they were just going to find a way to win. Tonight they found a way to win. And they haven't done that much when they trail, when they have a big deficit. 4 runs, Jim. You're like, 4 runs. That's not a lot. For this team, this past, 2.5, 3 months, 4 runs is a lot.
4 runs is a lot. They put the stat up on screen. The Padres have the most comebacks from 4 runs or more in baseball since 2024. 8. So it doesn't happen every day. They've had 8 in 2 seasons, and that's the most in baseball.
That's wild.
So teams don't routinely come back from 4+ runs down.
Yeah. So that's how it felt like a 2024 victory tonight. So, I mean, yeah, it's a good way to start the homestand. Like I said, 5-5 road trip, take 2 or 3 from the Mets. You're 9 games above 500 heading to the trade deadline, and you feel really good. And you're better positioned than you were last year at the deadline.
Yeah, so, by a game. Yeah, if they actually do, in fact, do that, like you said, I mean, it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it, and they might be trending right for that.
Did they hold a playoff spot at the trade deadline last year? Do you remember?
I would guess at 8 over. They probably did, but it's a complete guess. I don't know.
Because if they didn't, then absolutely they're in better position. The Dodgers beat the Reds tonight. Yep. The Giants are in complete free fall. Cardinals are around 500, and the D-backs are kind of waving the white flag. So it's like, I forget if they were in a postseason.
My guess is they were.
Okay.
But
anyway, I think they're, I honestly, I think they're in kind of right where they need to be at the deadline. If they just win one of the next 2 games, and if they happen to sweep the Mets, I mean, even better.
Yeah, no, they're right where they need to be. There's no doubt about it. We'll see if they have, a similar end result to the regular season. Like, can they pile up the wins and get to where they were a year ago? We'll see. There's still a lot of baseball to be played. G-Rocket 80, thank you for the super. He says, wow, what a game. Really, the atmosphere is incredible. I'm watching this thing. It's the bottom of the 9th inning. It's past 10 o'clock. That's a long game for the pitch clock era, and there's 45,000 people in the building. So just incredible atmosphere. Hope this is the game that sparks up this offense. #LFGSD. I mean, if it's not tonight, again, I could go back to yesterday in St. Louis, 9 runs, or 8 runs in DC, or 7 runs in Miami, or whatever it's been. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if this is the game to to spark the Padres or not. That's impossible to say. That's just impossible to say.
Turning point.
I mean, it's certainly. I don't know if it's a turning point either. It's just a good win. It's just a good win.
Good win. Very good win.
That's what it is.
It's a very good win. And it's nice to be playing some good baseball heading into the trade deadline. Now, if you lose the next 2 games, you feel the complete opposite. You're like, oh, well, so much for that, right? Because that's just the ebbs and flows of a baseball team that's kind of in and out of a postseason spot. Like, oh, they win 2 games in a row. Like, teams win the World Series. They lose 2 games in a row, fire everybody. So, the next 2 games, if they just take one of the next 2, shoot, I feel really good about this team. Even if they lose the next 2, knock on wood, they don't. But still, they've put themselves in a good position. They've put themselves in a good position where the direction of the team. We're not sitting here wondering, like, which way are they going to go? Now, again, they're like the only team that I can remember of recent memory to like be in the buyer and seller market and being a team that's has aspirations and goals of winning a World Series. But still, the direction of the team, which is to at least like the mindset is they're going for it, Yeah,
100%. Gallon, thank you. I think he followed up with a super chat, maybe a super sticker with a super chat. We appreciate you, man. If you're here, by the way, 520 people here live. Please subscribe. We're about 35 subscribers away from 8,900. Please subscribe, and thank you for the supers. Click the $ below the chat box. Padres walk off the Mets. Mets 7-game winning streak is over. Gallon saying, awesome win. Hope we can keep it up. The other thing is on the other side of the trade deadline is St. Louis. Remember how that all played out? Obviously, the John Jay situation, the Padres take the last 2 games. Now you're getting them at home. There's reasons to believe you're putting yourself in a position where you can win that series, hopefully as well. So, and again, August is the schedule where in theory we're like, well, it's going to be a really tough schedule. Like, well, I mean, we'll see because the Giants aren't playing good baseball. And you got a St. Louis team post deadline. We'll see what they hold on to. So we'll see is the point here. In August. Then every so often saying immediate response, Jim, after Grand Slam was badass. Yeah, I mean, the Arise homer off the foul pole. Remember, before Arise, the Tatis ball, ranging play with a second baseman. He can't glove it, ends up in shallow right field. Tatis takes second. There were just some plays there, man. Cronenworth, again, hitting that ball to Alonso. The Tatis hit. Diaz with 2 outs. I mean, it was just one of those innings. I mean, the friendship type inning that they had a year ago, plus an Arise home run off a foul pole in that inning.
Yeah, the response was great. I think the one thing that this team hasn't done this year is have those types of responses when they end up, giving up a big moment, big hit in the game to the opposing team, the grand slam, and then the Arise 2-run home run definitely sparked the comeback for sure. And glad they pulled it out, because if they lost this game, it would have felt like a little bit of a gut punch.
It would have been a gut punch completely. You see that our buddy James saying that on the day of the deadline a year ago, the Padres actually held the second wild card. Mm-hmm. They were a half game better than Arizona, who was a half game better than the Mets. So the Padres were 1 game up on a wild card spot, possessing the second spot at the deadline a year ago.
And right now, I'm looking.
They're 2 up, right?
Yeah, they're 2 up on the Reds, and they're 3.5 up on the Cardinals, 4 up on the Giants, and 7 up now on Arizona.
Yeah, they're in fine shape. Not perfect shape, but they're in fine shape. Right. JD's third thank you, Ben. He says, winners find solutions. They need to ride this momentum. We don't need trades. Diaz MVP. They probably do need trades. There's no world where there aren't any trades involving the San Diego Padres. I mean, you take the step back and you realize that, there's been some good, there's been some bad, there's been some ugly. I mean, that's just the truth. The rotation becomes a question mark, obviously, with Yu Darvish right now, Dylan Cease as well, Michael King and his health. We'll get into that. He threw a sim game here today. Their bench can use upgrading. I know Bryce Johnson's been terrific for this team. They could use some pop off the bench in general. Yeah. But all teams need upgrades, all of them. I mean, teams that go on to win World Series and win 100-plus games typically make moves at the deadline to improve their chances of getting to the playoffs or winning in the playoffs or winning a World Series. So they do need trades, because all good teams need to, add depth and round out a roster. And if the Padres are a good team, the roster should be rounded out. And I think that's what AJ Preller's job is over the next 72 hours.
Because the thing we've kept talking about is like, is this team a playoff team without any trades? And I
It could
believe
be.
they are. I believe that they, with Michael King returning, uh, I, and knock on wood, no more major injuries, right? I do believe, like, yeah, this team's a playoff team. But at the trade deadline, getting into the dog days of the season, is you just need a boost. And that's what the trade deadline does for a team. They get a boost. If they see someone walking through those doors that they know, oh, our general manager, this is what he thinks about us. He brought over this player. That just gives your team a boost. You need those boosts in a long season. If nobody walks through those doors, and you're, being like, okay, I guess we're not going to get any reinforcements. Like, I know Manny Machado today to Marty was like, I'm not thinking about it. Do they all think about it? Like, one way or another, they know what's going on. They know the time of year. They know maybe they might not be up to date on all the rumors, right? But they know what time of year it is, and they know, and they're looking at that door like, all right, who's going to come in the door? Who's going to walk through that door? It's just,
I think we're also,
yeah,
I agree. I think we're also at the point in Manny Machado's career where you could easily make an argument he'll never have a better year because he's having an amazing year. Okay, so he's never
probably,
reset
yeah.
the stand
To
challenge.
capitalize
He's
on
never
it.
hit. What's that?
So you have to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I mean, he's never hit 300 for a season. He's pacing to do it because he's hitting over 300 right now. 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. It's not something he's done every year. He's always in the category or the neighborhood. But you put this whole thing together for Manny Machado, it's probably his second best season in a Padres uniform. Behind the year, he finished second in MVP voting. If he keeps this pace for the final 55 games, but next summer he'll turn 34, and the summer after that he'll turn 35. And Father Time usually wins these arguments, and he is a damn good hitter. His bat will play for a long time. I'm not telling you his bat's fallen off. I'm just saying you're getting prime Machado as a 33-year-old. Not all major leaguers are giving you their prime career year as a 33-year-old, but Manny Machado, certainly you could make the argument, has kind of been that guy to this point this year. Hendrick, thank you, man, for the super chat. He says, Diaz twice in one night. Don't get Burning Estrada for 1 out. I didn't have a problem with it because they got 5 outs from Morejon. It's the same result. Because what's different? Like, hear me out. Okay, you have a fresh Adam or you have a fresh Estrada if you don't use them, but they're both available tomorrow. Morejon might not with the 5 outs, but Estrada 1 out, you're available tomorrow. Adam 1 inning, you're available tomorrow. He says, very big win, erasing grand slam with 5-run inning, Machado cooking, hashtag LFGSD. Did you see that what would have changed? You still would have had Robert Suarez out there in the 9th inning, right?
There's nothing that would change there. This is Schultz' MO. Mm-hmm. If you've been watching, Schultz loves to make changes with like 2 outs in an inning, especially late in games.
Yep.
Like, he just loves. I mean, when Morejon got taken out, I was like, all right,
you need to do this, yeah.
Like, you didn't need to do it, but he did it. That's just who Mike Schultz is as a manager. He loves to take guys out before they finish innings and bring in a bullpen arm to get like 1 out. Like,
it works, man.
It works.
His bullpen doesn't get beat a lot. I mean, his bullpen holds leads by and large. And when they don't, by the way, you can't blame the manager when the closer allows a game-tying home run in the 9th. It's like, it's the closer that allowed the game-tying home run in the 9th inning. It wasn't Mike Schill. We're going to get back to these supers. Let's get to this one, actually, from Luca. We're going to get to all these supers, guys. About 600 of you are here live right now. Please subscribe. We're 34 subscribers away from 8,900. We need your help. And also, thank you for the super chats. Click the $ below the chat box. Padres have won 3 straight. Trade deadline is less than 3 days away, 3 o'clock Pacific on Thursday. Lucas says Fernando has improved his mechanics on inside pitches. He no longer jumps out of the way like he's avoiding a landmine. Also, don't trade Dylan Cease. Will need him. Let's discuss that. Well, I'm going to keep this. Luca, we'll get back to this. I want to discuss Cease on the other side. I do want to remind our viewers about our friend Mark Nimitz, the title sponsor of the wrap-up show. He's been with us since day one, as many of you know. Just a terrific insurance agent. I've got 3 insurance policies through Mark: homeowners and life, and earthquake insurance, and you can as well. He does auto insurance and anything you need. Auto, home, renters, life. Click that link in the description down below. Mark's a native San Diegan, lifelong Padres fan. If you've got an insurance need, trust us. He's going to save you money and time. If you ever need him, he will be there for you. I had to file a claim a couple of years ago. He was there for me and my family. So if you have any insurance need, please get in contact with our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers.
Yeah, all his information is on that ticker below, mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
I mean, I know this isn't the popular opinion. I tend to agree with it. All things equal, I would keep Dylan Cease. I know his year has been underwhelming. I know his night was underwhelming. I'd keep him for the fear of not having enough starting pitching. If nothing else, he'll give you 100 pitches. He did again tonight. If nothing else, he can work into a 6th inning. I think you're playing a little bit with fire. Now, if the upgrades are so significant, I get it. If you think the upgrades are so significant, they outweigh it. Okay. I'm not going to go kick and scream if they trade Dylan Cease. I'm just telling you how I feel in my gut is with what's going on with Darvish and King and with this young staff around them and Randy Vasquez, jumping through hoops every single time he's out there, but pitching effectively. I think you're kind of asking for it by trading him, in my opinion, for whatever you're going to get back as a rental having an average year. So up to me, I keep him. I think that's not the popular sentiment. Lucas says it. I think you probably, do you disagree?
I mean, it's hard to disagree because I feel the same way. I'm viewing it from the lens of not to trade Cease just to trade Cease, but trade Cease because if they don't, how are they going to fill some other needs they need? And I get that if they trade him, then you got to issue in your rotation. But who says AJ can't go out and get a starter as well?
It's true. That's a very good point. Absolutely.
I'm very curious to see what they do with him. Very curious. I can be convinced either way. I think if they keep him, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe they kept him.
Right.
And it might turn out to be a blessing in disguise, even though I wouldn't put money on it because I don't trust the guy in the postseason. I don't trust the guy in a big game, and he's had an awful year. So like all three of those things doesn't equal like, oh man, this was a blessing in disguise that they didn't trade him. I mean, right? So again, you always have to say, oh, hope I'm wrong. But if they don't trade him, of everything that we've heard and be talked about and rumors, then how do they upgrade the rest of their team? How do they get a right-handed bat in here? How do they get a relief pitcher in here? Right? How do they do those things?
I mean, it's a fair question, but then again, is there not a right-handed bat on a $5 million salary that could be brought in for 1/3 of the year? But is there not a reliever that could be brought in that's making $1 million right now? That's like an arbitration guy that hasn't yet earned. I mean, the money, I don't know how significant it's going to be. I mean, you're not bringing in, listen, Luis Roberts Jr., different conversation. Jaron Duran, probably a different conversation moving forward because what he's going to make. But there's other guys out there, man. There's probably, especially relievers. There's definitely relievers out there making $1 or $2 or $3 million, which means you owe them nothing that I think you could acquire. And I think there's probably a bat or two that probably isn't making some crazy dollar figure that could be brought in and could fit in your payroll structure. But I don't know. I mean, that's on Preller. Okay, thank you. Laureano makes $6. That means you owe him less than $2 for the remainder of the year. I don't know what Taylor Ward makes, but I don't know. That's just off the top of my head. Like, do you really have to trade Dylan Cease to bring in Taylor Ward? Do you really have to trade Dylan Cease to bring in Ramon Laureano and a leverage arm? If so, then it seems like they'd almost be like saving salary if that was the case.
Yeah. I just, very interested to see what they do. Very interested.
100%. Agreed. Charles, appreciate you, man. He says LFGSD, great comeback. # rip Cease Melon. I didn't think he'd stay in the game. I mean, it was pretty square. To his credit, he did, but then kind of to his discredit, he didn't finish off his outing effectively, unfortunately. And it's just another dynamic now. Like, is Cease fine? I assume he is. But like his night is his season. 9 strikeouts, 5 walks. In trouble, out of trouble. Can't get out of a tough. It was just everything that you've seen all year in one Dylan Cease start. It was absolutely frustrating. I completely agree with that. He has been underwhelming. And that's why I'm left like, I don't really know. But I don't know. Could you regret it? You trade Dylan Cease away. Could that be a regretful decision?
Yeah, maybe. But here's the thing. If Dylan Cease continues down this path this year, all right, right now, he's got 4.79 ERA. All right, so his ERA went up tonight. Came in 4.58. He's 3-10 with a 4.79 ERA. Strikes out a bunch of guys. 153 strikeouts and 118 innings pitched.
That's crazy.
But he's got a 1.34 WHIP. And he's also allowed. How many is it here? He's allowed 17 home runs this year and 118 innings. He allowed only
20.
Last year, he only allowed 18 and 189 in a third.
That's right. Yeah.
The most he's allowed in a season has been 20, and that was back in 2021. So he's on pace to allow the most home runs in a season in his entire career.
Oh, easily. Yeah, easily. No, I mean, listen, he's been disappointing. And maybe, and I've been the one to say, like, if you don't turn around now, when are you going to turn around? It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's crazy. Last year, he gave up only 137 hits and 189 in the third innings. This year, he's given up 111 and 118.
Yeah, it is weird. Again, his Baseball Savant page would tell you that he's been less lucky. Right?
Yeah, okay. Again, I don't want to get in the conversation of like, oh, man, he's just having an unlucky season. Results have to matter. All right.
I know, but it's weird that he's got to get that many swings and misses. He's striking out more per 9 innings than he did in 2024. Yet the batting average on balls in play is much higher in 2025 than 2024. Like, how does that even make sense? You're getting more swings and misses, but you're getting barreled up.
Well, he's also making stupid mistakes. Like
it's not the stupid mistakes. He cannot locate. His number one issue is just no location. And that is concerning. It's very concerning. Cody Jensen, thank you for the super. He says, Elias Diaz legacy game, now trade Cease. Again, if I put a poll up and I could do it, I'm sure a majority would say trade Dylan Cease. I get it. I think that's absolutely the majority, and I completely understand it. I'm not saying it's a poor decision. I'm not. I'm just voicing my thoughts that it could be something that is regrettable. Potentially, maybe not. Like someone said, like, hey, he's pitching like a number 5 starter. Just go replace him with a number 5 starter. I get it. I mean, they had Martin Perez last year, give him good innings in the second half of the year. They won a lot of the games Martin Perez started last year. A lot of them. But a 7 ERA when he got here.
But there was also no chance in hell they were starting him in a postseason game.
Correct.
Just like there's no chance in hell you would start Randy Vasquez in a postseason game.
Well, that's the thing. If you're in the postseason and you get to a 5 or 7 game series, wouldn't Dylan Cease end up on the mound? Now, that might not be a good thing, but he certainly would start for you in a 5 or 7 game series, I would assume.
I think the thing with Dylan Cease is if he were to remain a Padre, all right, and they do make the postseason, you don't have to treat him like Randy Vasquez. Like, get him out with a lead after 4 2/3. Like, don't push it with him. Don't think this guy is gonna be Mr. Cy Young for you after his season that he's had. I'm just thinking about too.
What's that?
Be crazy. Crazy to even think about. And we're so far away from this. I don't know why I would bring this up, but we're so far away, right? Strikes out the world, right? Mm-hmm. I would just have him come out of the bullpen in the postseason.
Yeah, just throw gas.
Yeah.
Gets hit hard though in the walks. But I mean, it's an interesting thought process. I'm with you. I'm just
turn him into like Tim Lincecum. Turn him into Tim Lincecum.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's one man's decision on Cease, is what I would say. I really do think AJ Preller, it's Preller's vision for post-deadline Padres. And if Preller's vision involves taking on a lot of salary, you're going to have to get rid of salary. And I'm with the team on if you're getting rid of salary, I'd get rid of his salary first. Like, that's probably what I would do over like a Robert Suarez, for example. But it's basically what Preller's vision is for what the Padres look like post deadline. If he thinks there's an overhaul necessary or money needs to come in, then I guess money needs to go out. And that's where Dylan Cease's name enters the conversation. But it's hard to theorize without really knowing AJ Preller's true intentions over the next 70 hours or 60 hours. Jeff, appreciate you, man. Thank you for your longtime support of the channel. He says Padres are undefeated in the John and Little Jimmy era. This is kind of a if you know, you know. Annie Halberin saying today on John and Jim. Good to be with John and Little Jimmy.
Yeah.
Also texted me that earlier today, but I didn't tell you.
It's the little little Jimmy there. That was a very good job by you, Jeff, making that John and Little Jimmy.
Yeah, he put a logo. You can see it on X at John and Jim, JONAND JIM. JD's third is mad at Marty. Marty didn't ask Manny about his Instagram and his like. No one asked him. No real reporting. Okay. You're going to ask Manny Machado about posts he's liking on Instagram. You have a good chance of like getting screamed at
in the face.
Yeah. I mean, that's never going to happen. And shoot, he didn't take exception, but he got animated when she asked him about the trade deadline and what it's like to be in the clubhouse with the deadline approaching and your GM being AJ Preller.
Yeah, which was a completely valid, good question. I am interested to know about that little whole thing, why he deleted his, or not deleted it, but he just deactivated it. Interesting.
I don't want to
like do it.
Does it have to do with John Jay?
That was my first thought, is maybe it had something to do with John Jay, but like Cardinals fans maybe just like were just hitting up his Instagram and he's like, I don't want to take this anymore. So, but Cardinals fans aren't like Dodger fans. I mean, Dodger fans they're just like internet trolls.
I mean, it's a good point. If you've been on Instagram for 10 years and you've watched the Dodgers win 2 World Series since leaving the Dodgers, I think you could take the John Jay hate.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in San Diego for 7 years. The Dodgers have won 2 of the last 6 World Series. So even though I think 2020 is fake too, but I mean, I'm sure they were in his messages when he's like, I'll win a World Series before you do.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's weird.
That whole thing is a subplot that I'm kind of interested, but I'm also like not interested in it, but I'm also intrigued. Like I didn't even know that he liked any posts on social media. I don't even know who he liked or whatever, but like apparently it was about like not Peter, but the ownership not giving Preller the resources. I don't even know what it was about. I don't know. I didn't even know he deleted or he deactivated his Instagram account. I thought it was a joke. Like, oh, deleted his Instagram account. I'm like, I didn't know that. So I don't obsessively follow Manny Machado and what he does on Instagram.
There's no way he deactivated his Instagram account because he liked a post that then makes him look as if he is against ownership. That almost makes it, that's almost more ridiculous. So I liked a post that makes me look as if I'm anti-current Padres ownership, so I'm going to deactivate my account. Like, wouldn't you be calling more attention to yourself?
Yeah, I also thought it like, I was like, this isn't real.
That's the other thing.
My God, it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah. Hendrick, appreciate you. By the way, about 630 people here live, so please subscribe. Take a moment right now to subscribe and smash the like button for us if you haven't. We're 33 subscribers away from 8,900. We need you if you're here live or on replay. Tonight is the Padres walk off the Mets in 9. Hendrick, thank you for the super. We appreciate your supers. Just click the $ below the chat box. We'll get to all of them here tonight. There's a lot to react to and a ton of supers. We appreciate your patience. He says, if we go 10, prefer Estrada over others, 1,000%. But I don't think the way Mike Schilt is managing in the 7th with a lead is if we go 10 mentality. When you have Estrada, Morejon, Adam, Suarez, and you're out there with a lead, you're thinking about winning the game. He's not thinking about what happens if the game goes 10 innings. So I get the sentiment. I'm with you. If the game went 10, Padres maybe were screwed from a pitching perspective, but that's never didn't happen. So, it didn't happen. The Slick Rick 074, thank you, man. He says off topic, but going to be a Padre baby loading. Congratulations, like a Padre, like a papa, a proud Padre. Congrats,
Congratulations,
man.
Slick Rick. That's awesome.
I'm glad you shared that with the chat, especially on a night like tonight where the Padres walk off and have won 3 straight. That's super cool. Let's get some clap emojis in the chat right now for the Slick Rick. Please do that. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. It's awesome. It's hard. And I have a 6.5-year-old, but it's hard. But it's the best thing
easy,
ever.
Right? It's easy.
It's every emotion in the world, man. I've had them all over the years. AJ, thank you for the super. Says, I love we're kind of a boogeyman team for the Mets. LOL. That's interesting you say that. I mean, there's certainly a scenario where the Mets and Padres meet in the postseason. Could be at Citi Field, could be in San Diego, could be a combination of both, depending on the round that they meet in. But it'll be interesting, man. Out of the combination of we're going to see all these teams, and you're going to see them again, whether they face whomever they face in the first round. Shoot, they could face the Dodgers in the first round, Jim. It's possible.
Yeah.
The Dodgers win the division and are the 3, and the Padres are the 6. I mean, there's a million combinations. It's July, but I don't know. There's a long way to go before you're looking at, matchups in the postseason is what I would say.
Yeah, there's still 2 months left, guys. We're not even in August yet. We're still in July.
Yeah, it's crazy. Although, I mean, we're getting 50, whatever, 55. It's starting to feel like
they're in a sprint mode. They're definitely in the sprint mode. But like
this is my favorite. 58 and 49, 55 games left. So yeah, it's go time. Padres Burner says, does Bryce Johnson have sneaky Ha-Seong Kim hustle? I mean, he's been
faster
sneaky.
than Ha-Seong Kim, by the way.
Yeah, he's been sneaky effective in July. I would assume he survives a roster crunch post deadline. That's kind of my today assumption. It's been used a lot. It's been valuable for them over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Now again, you got to make tough decisions at a deadline. I mean, things are going to happen. Someone on that roster is not going to be on that roster come August 1st, just because of a variety of reasons. Probably more than one player, just because you're acquiring players. Therefore, players have to go somewhere. But I mean, I feel like he's putting himself in a position, Jim, where he's going to be surviving a roster decision potentially.
Yeah, I feel like the only player on the roster that is in trouble is Trent Brooks. Luckily for him, he can just be sent down. But that's the move right now. Bryce Johnson, he's staying. The catching position, Maldonado and Diaz, I don't think they're switching that up. And then I do think Jose Iglesias has a spot. Another player that also could be in trouble is Wadey.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, he's just sitting in the dugout. He's not doing anything. So if it's between Brooks and Wadey, if they bring in one player, and if they bring in 2 players, then they're both gone. Well, Trent Brooks is sent down, and Tyler Wood's DFA'd.
I think that's a very likely scenario that those 2 players are not on the Padres come August 1st. That's just how I see it tonight. Right. John Fields, thank you, man, for the super chat, guys. If you're here, subscribe, and thank you for your support of the channel with the super chats. Just click the $ below the chat box. He says, I feel like this is a test for AJ not to make the big splash. If he does like a 2023 where he fills the margins, then we're good. Keep it up and go Padres. What even is a big splash? Well, I think I've asked you this over the last couple of weeks. What would you call a big splash as we sit here right now? Jarren Duran? That seems unlikely. So beyond Duran, what's your next big splash if Duran ultimately is like off the table?
That's on the market right now?
Yeah, Luis Robert Jr.
No. I mean, he's a name, obviously, but Stephen Kwan.
That's a big splash.
Man, it's not. I mean, look, I don't think they're going like Juan Soto. They're not going to trade for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. But like,
they should.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean, Stephen Kwan. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Contra?
I think it's sizable. He's had a good year.
Sandy Alcantara?
Maybe Sandy Alcantara.
Paul Skeens?
Yeah, Paul Skeens. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Paul Skeens would be a big one. Yeah, I think, John, you're probably down the right path, though. I don't know. I don't think there's some huge splash where like a handful of your top 10 prospects are going to be included in that type of deal. I mean, that might be a Jaron Duran type deal, but it almost seems like the Red Sox are preventing the Padres from doing something like that. The Red Sox have played good baseball, and Jaron Duran's a big reason why. Padres Payne, thank you, man. He says, just got home from game, electric one. Was ump that bad? Yeah, he wasn't good. Soto should have been tossed earlier in this game, by the way. We haven't even talked about that. Hope sees through his last pitch for us, just not clutch. Soto being booed was weird to me. Soto's been booed here. He's an interesting figure in the whole Padres saga of the 2020s. But yeah, I thought Soto was going to be wrong. Instead, it was his manager. And I didn't think the umpire was overly good, truthfully, did I?
Dude, that strike 3 that he rung him up on late in the game.
That was like 8 inches up.
Holy shit.
that was bad.
That was one of the worst called third strikes you'll ever see. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't understand the aggressive hate for Juan Soto. I don't get it.
He's not liked here. He's just not, because
I think there's this narrative that was pushed by certain members of the media here in this town that Juan Soto was a clubhouse problem, when in reality, yes, he was a part of the problem, but he wasn't the main problem. It was a combination of a lot of things in that clubhouse that were off, including the dysfunctional relationship between the manager and the general manager.
I mean, who do you give the benefit of the doubt to? The guy that's won a ring, played for a World Series the year after he left here? Or
in this town, you give the benefit of the doubt. In this town, fans, they give the benefit of the doubt to, guess who? Manny Machado.
Well, it wasn't even Manny. I mean, has Manny pushed the narrative? Manny has not pushed that narrative.
No, I'm talking about no, I'm not talking about
fans taking the side of Machado, but Machado doesn't even. It didn't feel like the only reason why people say Machado and Soto didn't see eye to eye, or there were too many alphas in that clubhouse, is because of the reporting, right, on that clubhouse.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really see it. I truthfully don't. I get 2023 being a disappointment. Of course, everyone's going to side with Manny Machado. He's on the Padres. Like that's a non-negotiable. But I'm just saying, on the way out the door, yeah, I've never fully gotten the vitriol. He's an interesting character, though. Juan Soto's an interesting cat, dude. 4 teams by age 26. He's a unique being in the history of the sport. He's making more money than anyone. He's interesting. I liked him when he was here. That was my 2 cents. Would we've liked to see more production, more team winning? Absolutely, in 2023. But I was a fan, and I don't hold anything against Juan Soto, having watched him here for 200 games.
The only thing I don't like about Juan Soto is the fact that he has the largest contract in the history of the sport.
Right.
But he also has the agent that got him that deal. I don't know, man. Maybe a guy that's won a World Series and been to an NLCS with the Padres and been to another World Series with the Yankees and is on first place team in the Mets this year. Yeah, I don't think he's that big of a problem.
It's like he can't win. Yeah, it's a great point.
I get it. Fans, they're gonna, it's not on the team anymore, so hate you. But this overall vitriol towards Juan Soto is, man, it's crazy because he was traded. He didn't choose to leave. He got traded from the Padres. But anyway, I don't know. And I see this too. Soto wasn't clutch for us, and he never had a big moment, and he always, sucked well, he was the best offensive player in 2023 by a mile. And in 2022,
he had moments in the 2022 postseason as well. I mean, he didn't hit when he came over in 2022, but he had some meaningful moments in the postseason in 2022.
Yeah. So I feel like it's water on the bridge now. Fans are going to fan, and that's fine. You can hate Juan Soto. I just don't understand it at all. That's just me. And if you want to tell me that he's the worst player in the history of the sport, I would argue with you a lot about it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's saying that, but I do think there's a lot. Listen, booing is a part of fandom. I get it. That it's just listen. I mean, Padres fans are uber aware, and we've all lived through the Juan Soto era, and we're on the other side of it. And it is what it is at this point. All right, guys, we do want to remind you about our friends over at SeatGeek. Incredible offer going on for you right now. $20 off your first order of $50 or more. All you need to do is use the promo code. That's PODSWRAP. Click that link in the description down below. Again, PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. You're getting $20 off your first purchase of $50 or more with promo code PADSWRAP. Just click the link in the description right now. Download the app, have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. We do want to thank our friends over at SeatGeek. Get down to Petco on Tuesday night where you can get in for well under $100. And again, take $20 off. These prices include fees. Take $20 off your first order of $50 or more. And you can get in again for about $79 with fees. Sit in the 300 level. Take advantage of that offer, whether it's tomorrow or the day after or this weekend against the St. Louis Cardinals or any event going on in San Diego. And we do want to thank our friends over at SeatGeek.
Yeah, it's MLB's official ticket marketplace. So your tickets, they're fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled in your account after you purchase. Just use our promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP, for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek.
All right, let's continue here. John and Jim with you. I think we're about 30 subscribers away from 8,900. So if you haven't subscribed, please do that. We'd love to get to 8,900 by the end of the show and 9,000 by the end of the trade deadline. We'll be with you throughout the course of, obviously, this 2025 season and into the offseason as well. So make sure to subscribe. Chucky D, thank you. He says, when you're already paying Joe, Darvish, Nick Pivetta $56 million next year, do you roll the dice qualifying Cease? Do you want to pay $70+ million for that four? I mean, I would 100% roll the dice qualifying Cease. He's not going to take it. The only reason teams throw out qualifying offers is so players don't take them. Nobody takes qualifying offers. Look at last year. Nobody took a qualifying offer by and large, but you get draft pick compensation by doing it. So Dylan Cease is going to make, I mean, there's not one person estimating Dylan Cease making under $100 million on his next deal. It might have been closer to two. Based on a good year, he'll certainly get paid. So I think a qualifying offer for Dylan Cease, if he stays, is certainly in order, because that's how the Padres get compensation when he leaves in free agency.
And it would be a massive risk to take the qualifying offer of $23 million or something.
Right, because what if he gets hurt?
Exactly. So yeah, you go on the free agent market, and instead of getting $200 million, if you had a good year, you're getting $140, right?
Yeah,
and so you lose out on potentially $60 to $70 million. Or you take the qualifying offer to then try to get that $200+ million contract the following year. It is just such a huge risk to do that. But also, when you think about it, I mean, for the Padres, you hope he doesn't take the qualifying offer, because if he takes the qualifying offer, that's $22 or $23 million that's added to your payroll next year. And you're like, we need to add other pieces to this team, and to add a $23 million a year for Dylan Cease that, he's come off a bad season. What do we do here?
No, Scott Boras Klein is taking a qualifying offer. Why on earth would you have Scott Boras as your freaking representation?
I know.
So it's not anything that I would concern myself with, other than the Padres could benefit if he stays by taking advantage of that draft pick compensation. But then again, they could take advantage of whatever trade AJ probably could make in the days ahead as well. John, appreciate you. He says, huge risk trading Cease. While no salary is great, it's a risk if either you or King are not the same down the stretch. Our rotation would be weaker. I mean, that's just, again, it's not like if you keep Cease, it makes you Darvish better, or if you keep Cease, it prevents Michael King from being hurt. But it just feels like it gives you a little bit of insurance. If something happens and Darvish continues sideways, or King doesn't get back to the full Michael King, it's a risk. I don't know if it's a huge risk or not. That'll play out. But I certainly do think it is a risk trading him. How big of a risk is for AJ Preller and his team to figure out.
Everything's a risk, dude. Every move, every trade, every signing, every draft pick, everything's a risk in sports. There's no guarantees
100%.
with anything. Nothing. So, like, the word risk is built into everything you do in sports,
especially baseball.
So you're like, oh man, it's a risk. Like, shit, everything's a risk.
Yeah,
name me one move, one deal that when it happened was not a risk.
Yeah, I mean, we would have been sold the day of the Albert Pujols Angels deal that it's the greatest deal in baseball history. Everything's a risk. Yep. Mike Trout's extensions are risks as they played out. Andrew, thank you, man, for the super chat. He says Morejon looks like Josh Hader out there. He's amazing right now. Trade Suarez and close with Adrian. I mean, you certainly listen. You could change the calculation with the back of your bullpen, absolutely, if you wanted to. I mean, there's some guys out there that are deserving maybe of ninth inning opportunities if Suarez struggles or ultimately is dealt. But I mean, the thing with Morejon that I would argue is like it's going so well. Do you even tinker with anything? His role has worked out perfectly. Do you really want to change that up when he's in the midst of what is a career year without a close second?
I wouldn't touch the bullpen. I know he blew the save tonight, but like he's got 30 saves on the year. He's blown what, 4 now? I think
feels like 15, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's got to be at least 4. I think it's more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, as I said the other night, I mean, the Kansas City Royals won a World Series with their version of the four horsemen in 2015. Giants won all those World Series because of the back end of their bullpen.
Yeah.
If you have a dominant bullpen like this, and man, just put some runs. I mean, if the Padres just scored at all last year against the Dodgers and the DS in the final 2 games, like they're probably winning. But again, Cease fucked it up in game 4 and game 5. All you had to do was score 3 runs. We're not asking a lot. It's like, score 3 runs and you win and go on to the NLCS, but they couldn't even do that. So,
yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I like the formula. I like the combination. I'm hoping Suarez remains a horseman. Like, in order to be a 4 horseman, like,
yeah,
you push your 4 ERA. Like, we're not talking 4 horsemen for a 4 ERA. Like, you're gonna have to have like a low 3 ERA as a closer. Wow. Carlos, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being here. Okay, he's got strong statements. Buy Cease and Suarez. Bums. Diaz gets 1 clap. No, he gets 2 claps, dude.
1 clap.
He gets 2 claps here tonight. Come on.
1 just like petty clap. Like, good job.
You can't trade Cease and Suarez, can you? That's crazy.
Only if you get a top reliever on the market, Taylor Ward, a back end starting pitcher, and then like Luis Robert Jr.
and Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, throw Adley Rutschman in there as well.
Yeah, it seems like a lot to trade both, but thank you, Carlos. Jeff says we need to talk about that catch. FTJ 1 of 1 in right field. Let's talk away. It was spectacular. He saved the game when he made the play. I think they lose if he doesn't make the play, and he made it. And they won.
I mean, 2 of them. I did not think he was
the one where he literally took 2 runs away.
I did not think he was that first one, and then second one. I did not think he was going to catch that little duck snort into right. What?
Either did I.
Yeah, I thought it bounced, to be honest with you, and then on replay, you're like, oh, he caught that. But the one he took away that was, from Vientos. How many does he have? How many home runs has he robbed in his career? What, 4? Like
couple this year, right?
Pecco?
Yeah, it's a good number.
Well, the famous one that I have, where is it? I think I have the bobblehead. Yeah, the bobblehead over there in the corner. So that's 1. He's done what, 3 this year? 2 this year?
It's at least 2 this year.
Okay, 3. I want to say he's robbed at least 4 home runs.
4
at Petco Park in right field in his career. That's a lot, dude.
Huge. It's ridiculous.
Robbing 4 home runs. Jeez.
Winning a 1-run game when you rob a 2-run home run is about as good as it's going to get. I mean, that how impactful, how much more impactful can you be than Tatis was defensively tonight? David, appreciate you, man. He says the Sidlers bought the Padres for $600 million and built the value to over $2 billion. Thanks, Peter. The current Sidlers are clinging to their ownership percentage and cannot borrow against it due to MLB debt limits. I mean, they're at this over the second threshold. And, I don't know the particulars, and that may very well be accurate, but it's not like they can't spend. They're spending more than 22 of the teams.
Yeah.
Something, you know what I mean? I mean, they're spending more than the lion's share of the teams. They're not even over the first CBT threshold. They're over the second. I mean, it doesn't feel to me like they're pinching pennies. It feels to me like they might have to work within a budget, but it doesn't feel like they're trying to lower payroll while dealing with a team that could make the postseason and win in the postseason.
I mean, let's be realistic here. If any team in the sport was given a $262 million payroll, you're expecting that team to win.
Yeah, exactly.
You can win a World Series with a $262 million payroll.
Teams have done it.
It's about making sure to build out that roster and maximize your contracts and not, have everything top heavy where there's a lot of holes on your team. And this team kind of feels a little top heavy, but I still think they're a playoff team. And that's the thing is if the Padres are going to have a payroll between $230 to $260 million for the next 5 to 6 years, you can win with that. You just have to be smart with your money.
Yeah, I completely agree. And truthfully, I would be very surprised if they were still contending in 4 or 5 years and their payroll was lowered from 260 to 230. I mean, I think you're kind of in it. The salaries are only going up. I mean, look at some of the players and what they're going to make in the years ahead. It's going to be hard to significantly lower payroll without significantly changing over this roster. Mr. B, thank you for the very generous super chat, man. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
He says, just imagine what this team is going to look like once Tatis and Merrill heat up. Tatis had a very good series in St. Louis. Also, hot take, I don't blame Cease for the Grand Slam. Schilt literally had him walk a dude to have Cease pitch the guy who hit a home run.
I agree with that.
Vientos. It felt like they were playing with fire there in real time, and it played out. I think it was a 3-2 pitch maybe that Vientos hit over the right field wall for the Grand Slam. Listen, Cease certainly gets blamed to some extent tonight. I mean, 5 walks and basically 2 home runs, but if not for Tatis, it would have been 2 home runs. But listen, they won the game. What are we saying today if they lose this game 5-1 or 5-3? Cease sucks. Trade him. Same team. This offense is BS. They can't score at home. Yeah. They can't beat good teams. You know what we're saying. The same song 100%. And dance. Can't 100%. Beat good teams. Can't score at home. 100%. Where was the 11-0 Padres team to start the year? What the hell is wrong with Dylan Cease? Mm-hmm. But they won. It's amazing. It's amazing how one result can do that.
That's the life of a baseball team and their fans when the baseball team is, fighting for the 6th seed.
Yep.
The Padres were 25 games over 500 and had a 7-game lead in the National League West. And they lost tonight 5-1. Okay.
Yep.
Whatever. But every win and every loss feels so important when they have a 2-game lead on the 6th and final wild card spot in the National League.
Yeah,
that's just how it is.
Yep, 100%. But thank you, Mr. B. Luca, thanks.
He's getting a CT scan, by the way. Did you say that?
Oh, for his head?
Yeah. Saw Marty tweet that.
Yeah,
out.
I mean, does that change? Does that change what a team is going to think about him?
Probably not.
Okay, his head broke. You still want him? I mean, he should be fine. He stayed in the game. The CT scan, they're just probably doing a precautionary. I'm sure he'll be quote unquote fine. I doubt he's going to miss time because he got hit on a comeback, or that's just my speculation. Luca, thank you. Says, why is Trenton Brooks still here? Call up Perlaza. I don't know. Who knows? They must be infatuated with him. The magic bullet, who's hitless with runners in scoring position, I think, so far this year. Who the hell knows? He's your 26th player. There's always going to be a 26th player. It feels like it's been costly. not to have a better option. I still think there'll be a much better option, or at least a better option, come Thursday.
Yeah, I think they're going to find a way to fix that part of their team. There's no way they can just keep Trent Brooks on this team, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's going.
I really don't.
Unfortunately, Trent Brooks is going to not be on this team much longer. That's just what I feel like.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. I don't know how unfortunate it's going to be for the Padres. David, thank you, man. He says the Seidlers put GM under budget constraints. They could easily allow a friendly investor to buy in and invest the funds to expand the roster and the value of the club/properties, but choose not to. I mean, maybe. I mean, John Seidler just assumed control of the organization like 4 months ago. Are they really going to welcome in like angel investors in the first 4 months and sell off portions of the? I mean, who knows how the ownership is constructed legally? I don't think anyone truly knows that. Every GM is on budget constraints other than the Mets and the Dodgers. They all have budgets, and Preller's included in that conversation. I mean, what do you really? To your point earlier, Jim. I mean. You really think the Padres should get to $310 million? Is that the difference between winning and losing?
It's not. Like, I don't know. Guys, the team isn't pinching. I mean, they might be, but they're not pinching pennies with this roster. It's a roster that's over the second luxury tax threshold. They're at $262 million.
It might go up by Thursday, a couple mil. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to slash payroll by $150 million here, guys. I mean, they got too much money invested in this team. As Kevin said today, they've made their moves. They've made their trades. They've done the heavy lifting. You know, they've gotten the pieces. Now, some pieces have performed better than others, but they've done the heavy lifting, and they're not anytime soon looking to just blow this thing up.
And here's the other point. I appreciate it, David.
Guys, it's $262 million. I mean,
yeah.
10 years ago, if I told you the Padres would eventually have a $262 million in the next decade, you'd be like, where do I sign up?
And here's the other thing. Like, they don't even like have the revenue they used to have. Like, this is all at the gate. There's no TV. Like, you really believe they're making more money than this? I don't. I mean, $262 million is a shit ton of money. Like, I get it. There's 40,000 people there, but you better have 40,000 people there for forever to spend like this, because there's no way they're pocketing tens of millions of dollars spending like this on their payroll. By the way, they have operational expenses. They have a ballpark. They have employees. It's not just like 262. That's everything. We're covered. They pay everyone. They pay their freaking manager. They pay the coaching staff. They pay their front office. They pay their freaking ticket team. They pay to freaking turn the lights on. I get it. It's the business that they're in, but this ain't the freaking Oakland A's of 2022. And listen, would I prefer to have the Dodgers Guggenheim backing? Yeah. But I mean, that's not the world we're living in. And Peter, we were fortunate to live in that world for 1 or 2 or 3 years where Peter treated it like he was Guggenheim.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever experienced that in a quote unquote small market ever, basically. And we got to live through that, and they tried. And if they ultimately win or lose a World Series, I don't think it comes down to dollars and cents. I don't think they didn't make the World Series last year because of their payroll. I think they choked offensively. I think they failed, right? I think they were beaten. I think they didn't take advantage of what was handed to them. And I think you could have put $100 million on the back of that team, and that wouldn't have saved them in that exact moment against the LA Dodgers. And that's just how sports work. So I think it's less about money and more about what they can make of the money that they have, which should be good enough to win.
100%. They didn't lose last year because they didn't have enough money invested in their team. They lost because, you're right, they choked.
They didn't play well enough. I mean, if they would have played well to their capability, they could have won a World Series. Everyone felt the same way. They were a Vegas favorite for a brief moment to win the World Series. Chucky D, thank you. He says going 7 for 15 runners in scoring position is as good as any quote unquote impact trade. Absolutely. I mean, if the team can hit with runners in scoring, I mean, please, we would take 7 hits with runners in scoring position from now through eternity.
They would probably never lose a game.
Seriously, right? They're going to win a ton of games. 7 hits with runners in scoring position. They're going to win at a 75% clip or more. Mr. B, thank you. He says, I find trading Cease and Suarez at this point is short-sighted. What's the poll say right now? 68% Jim say, or 67% right now say, should the Padres trade Dylan Cease? 66% of 223 votes say yes. 66% say yes out of 224 votes now.
Okay.
Yeah. It might be short-sighted or it might be smart. I mean, I kind of think it's short-sighted, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we'll see.
JD's third says, we can't waste Manny's great season and the four horsemen, Nando's defense. We need to make the playoffs. I mean, yeah, he says non-negotiable, hashtag unfinished business. It is a non-negotiable, man. If they miss the postseason now, about to hopefully upgrade and bolster at the deadline, if they miss the postseason now, I mean, there's a lot of hell to pay, ultimately, if they miss the postseason, in my opinion.
Yeah, if they miss the postseason and a team like the Reds or the Giants overtake them, you're like, oof.
You're like, what? You gave up a 4-game lead to the Giants in the final 50 games of the year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is, again, possible because you're going to play the Giants a lot. But again, I think it would be super disappointing.
Good news is, though, they're against winning teams. The Cardinals are against essentially a winning team. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-3 in their last 8 games against winning baseball teams above 500.
Let's go. Let's see here. Rocketskate says, what trade scenario lands us Stephen Kwan? By the way, ESPN.com has chances of Stephen Kwan being traded at 10%.
Ooh.
They say that they will listen, but they do not want to deal him.
Makes sense.
They will listen. And if they are blown away, that's the scenario where he could be moved. So I don't see it really to San Diego. Are the Padres going to blow away the Guardians for Stephen Kwan?
Probably
a freaking left-handed bat.
Probably like if AJ offered Leo DeVries, I think you could probably get it done.
Who's advocating for that?
Nobody is. I'm just telling you, like, what trade scenario would land Kwan. I think at that point, hearing that, yeah, Leo DeVries and maybe Leo DeVries plus to get Stephen Kwan.
Yeah, he's controllable for 3 years beyond this year. He's making no money. 1 year, 4.18. So he's owed about 1.5 less.
What's his numbers, by the way?
It's very good. He's had a good year. 3.3 WAR, 285, 9 home runs, 37 RBIs, 11 steals, 761 OPS, 112 OPS plus. He's been a productive, pretty productive, outfielder. He's not going to hit 30 home runs ever.
Yeah.
But
do you need another guy that can't hit and doesn't drive in a bunch of runs on this team though?
Yeah, good point. You're going to go trade Leo DeVries for a guy that's going to finish a year with 48 RBIs?
Right. Another, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that. I really don't. All right, guys, I do want to get back to the conversation, but we do want to remind you about our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Couldn't be simpler or easier to play and win if you use our promo code PADSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. You're getting a 50% deposit match plus a free gimme pick. It's as simple as this. Old friend Sean Manaea tomorrow night here at Petco opposite the Padres. You just choose higher or lower. I don't know. I chose more than 4.5 strikeouts for Manaea, but I did. Also going to take Tatis to homer. I'm also going to I'll take lower than 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs for Juan Soto. I will take higher than everything for Xander Bogaerts because he's unbelievable. And if those things happen, $10 pays $1,087.
Home run. I mean, Xander doesn't hit home runs, nor does he drive in runs. He'll get on base like 7 times. But
did you miss Sunday's game?
Did I miss the fact that he only has 7 home runs on the year still?
Well, 8 of them have come in the last 10 days.
And Nick Kurtz has had almost the same amount of home runs as Xander in one game with the Oakland A's.
Actually, Xander is Nick Kurtz on steroids. And I shouldn't say that because
the expectation for Xander, it's completely shifted to he's never going to drive in a bunch of runs and he's never going to hit a bunch of home runs.
But
he's always on base.
Xander's been unbelievable.
Yeah, he's always on base. It's great.
I mean, I get what you're saying. He's got 900 OPS for his last how long? Again, you're right. He's not going to hit 33 home runs, but I'm telling you that if you're expecting more out of Xander Bogaerts, you're expecting, the guy has been on base a ton. He is helping this team right now win. Anyway, if all this happens, you're going to win $1,000. So use the promo code PADSWRAP. Get the free gimme pick at the 50% deposit match up to $1,000.
QR code's above my head. Scan it. Download the Underdog Fantasy app and use our promo code PODSWRAP. PADSWRAP. Start playing today.
A couple of supers rolling in here late. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please do that. Big night, obviously, for the channel. We're heading towards the trade deadline, and we are 30 subscribers away from 8,900. So if you wouldn't mind taking a moment right now, live or on replay, to subscribe, we do appreciate that. Do want to get to the super chat here that just rolled in from David. Thank you, man. He says, reason for anemic slug equals overall slumping, except Manny led to choking up on the bat and hitting for average. Problem is that the sluggers aren't good at that, so no slug and no average. Turning, I mean, it looks like it's turning. Like the evidence is what Kevin wrote today in his newsletter, and now another 7 runs today. I mean, they've certainly been better. Again, has it been great? Yeah, probably not. But has it been better? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been better. Obviously, the alternative's not good. The one thing that needs to be a lot better is the runs per game. They're averaging less than 4 runs per game over the month of July. That's going to obviously go up after tonight, but if they get that up, if they can get over the 4-run mark and they can average over 4 runs here, now we're cooking.
100%. Yeah, completely agree. All right, let's do this again tomorrow night.
Hopefully the game won't end at midnight.
I mean, shit, I can't imagine doing a Mets wrap-up show.
Freaking 2 a.m. No, 11.
2. No, it's 2:37.
2, 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, it's 2:30 a.m. Fuck that.
2:30, and there's probably someone doing a Mets wrap-up show, if I was guessing, because it's the freaking New York Mets. So, yeah,
That
living in the West, better
stupid.
than living in the East. Okay, so here's the deal. Subscribe, smash the like button, follow us on X, at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for the super. Thanks if you're here on replay. Support our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, Hamul Casino, SeatGeek, Underdog Fantasy. Join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. on San Diego Sports 760, the latest on the upcoming trade deadline. At that point, we're exactly 48 hours out. We will have you covered every single angle for 4 hours from 2 to 6 tomorrow, leading you up to Padres and Mets Game 2. And then tomorrow night on the wrap-up show, reaction to Game 2, reaction to everything playing out around the trade deadline. So Padres win. They've won 3 straight as they take the Mets in Game 1, walk off 7-6. The Mets 7-game winning streak is over. And for Jim, I'm John. This has been the wrap-up show. Thanks, guys.